She looked calm. Too calm. And that's when I realized people who hide the worst lies often smile the hardest. Asterisk, a tense courtroom. Wooden benches. A cold silence, broken only by the murmurs of strangers waiting for drama. The bailiff steps forward. Asterisk, the bailiff steps forward. Bailiff, all rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Judy presiding. People stand. Judge Judy enters, sharp eyes, no-nonsense walk, the aura of someone who has seen too many lies and too many broken people. As she sits, her gaze falls immediately on Victoria, nervous, tired, clutching a folder like her life depends on it. Across the room sits Maria, cold, confident, chin slightly raised, wearing a smile that feels more like a threat. Judge Judy, all right, let's get to this. We don't have all day. Ma'am, step forward. Tell me what this case is about. Victoria takes a shaky breath. She doesn't know how to begin. Her voice trembles, but her eyes don't. They burn with years of swallowed pain. Victoria, Your Honor, this isn't just a case about money. This is about my life. And everything. She looks at Maria, destroyed. A ripple goes through the courtroom. Maria scoffs loudly. Maria, destroyed? Oh, please. You're nothing without me. Judge Judy raises a hand instantly. Judge Judy, open your mouth one more time without my permission, and you'll be escorted out. Understood? Maria sits back, but the smirk stays. Victoria opens the folder. The courtroom leans forward, not knowing that inside those pages lie 6 years of trauma. She speaks. Victoria, I met Maria when I was struggling through college. She helped me, gave me a place to stay, paid a few bills, and I was grateful. One truly was. She pauses. Victoria, can't, but help turned into control. Support turned into possession. Every month she started demanding more money, more obedience, more everything. And if I didn't give it, she punished me. Maria rolls her eyes. Maria, she's making it sound like I tortured her. Judge Judy, quiet. Victoria closes her eyes for a moment. Her voice lowers. Victoria, she told me I owed her my life, that my success was hers. And every time I tried to pull away, she reminded me of everything she had done for me. Judy narrows her eyes. Judge Judy, what exactly did she remind you with? Threats? Messages? Evidence? Victoria nods. Victoria, yes, and I brought all of it. The courtroom shifts. Maria's smirk flickers for the first time. Victoria hands Judy 3 envelopes, thick, heavy, full of screenshots. Inside them are threat messages, you owe me, demands, emotional blackmail, manipulative rants, proof she took money without permission, and promises like, do what I say, or I'll ruin you. Judge Judy lifts an eyebrow. Judge Judy, oh, this is going to be interesting. Maria tenses. Victoria continues. Voice steadier now. Victoria, this case isn't about loan repayment. It's about exploitation. She didn't help me out of kindness. She invested in me like I was some project she owned. Judy leans forward. Judge Judy, so you're telling me she expected a return on being your friend? Victoria, yes, a return on every minute she supported me. She started calling it debt. Life debt. A small gasp rises from the audience. Judy stares at Maria. Judge Judy, and you think that's reasonable? Maria lifts her chin. Maria, when someone builds your life, Judge, you pay them back. In loyalty. In obedience. In respect. Judy's eyes widen dangerously. Judge Judy, obedience? This woman is not your dog. Maria's jaw tightens. Victoria clutches a page, her fingers shaking. Victoria, Your Honor, she kept records. Records of every dollar she spent on me. Not as help, but as leverage. She said I owed her not just money. She hesitates. Victoria, softly. But my freedom. Silence. Even Judy pauses. Judge Judy, explain that. Victoria opens another page, a printed screenshot of Maria's messages. Victoria, she said if I ever disobeyed her, she would show these to everyone I knew and make me regret it. She said she owned me. Maria's voice snaps. Maria, oh, come on. Dramatic much? I never said owned, I said guided. Victoria suddenly looks up, fire replacing fear. Victoria, you said, your life is mine to shape. And I will decide when you're done paying. Whispers erupt. Judge Judy takes the message, reads it, and looks at Maria. Her face shifts. Sharp, cold, unforgiving. Judge Judy, you're not a guardian. You're a dictator. Maria's smile disappears. For the first time, fear creeps into her eyes. Victoria continues, slow, steady, unstoppable. Now, Victoria, I stayed quiet for years. I told myself it wasn't that bad, that I owed her, that she was helping me. But the truth is, she made me believe I was nothing without her. And that's why I'm here. Her voice cracks. Victoria, I want my life back. The courtroom freezes. Maria exhales sharply, losing control. Maria, you want your life back? Fine, but don't forget who gave it to you in the first place. Judge Judy slams her hand on the table. Judge Judy, enough. The room goes silent. Victoria breathes shakily. Maria trembles with rage, and Judy, for the first time in this case, says something heavy. Judge Judy, I've seen manipulators before, but this is different. This is calculated. Maria's eyes widen. Victoria closes her folder, and then Judy leans back, her voice dropping into something ominous. Judge Judy, Ms. Maria, if what she says is true, you're not just losing this case. You're losing everything. Asterisk, the tension in the courtroom feels heavier than before. People shift in their seats, whispering, sensing the pressure building like a storm. Judge Judy adjusts her glasses slowly, deliberately. Judge Judy, Miss Victoria, you've shown messages, threats, emotional manipulation, but I want to understand how far this went. Victoria clasps her hands together. Her fingers tremble, but her voice doesn't. Victoria, it went further than I realized. Because when you live inside someone's control for years, your honor, you stop recognizing it as abuse. Judy nods, understanding the unspoken weight behind that sentence. Across the room, Maria shifts, rolls her neck, tries to regain her confidence, but it's too late. Victoria continues. Victoria, she made me believe I couldn't survive without her. She questioned every decision, every friend, every choice. Maria blurts out, Maria, that's called caring something you clearly don't understand. Judy snaps her gaze at her. Judge Judy, do you want me to remove you? Because that's where this is headed. Maria clenches her jaw so hard it twitches. Victoria opens another envelope and takes out a printed note. A debt list, amounts, dates, how much Victoria owed. Every line written in Maria's handwriting. Victoria, she kept this list. Every grocery she bought, every ride she gave me, every time she helped, but I never asked for repayment terms. She created them. Judge Judy examines the paper. Judge Judy, so you're telling me she turned friendship into a contract you never agreed to? Victoria, yes, Your Honor, and every time I tried to step back, she made me feel like I was ungrateful. Like I was the villain. Asterisk. Maria scoffs. Maria, ungrateful is the right word. Victoria finally turns to face her. For the first time all day, she is not scared. Victoria, I wasn't ungrateful. I was trapped. Silence. Victoria returns her focus to Judy. Victoria, she told me I owed her my future because she helped my past. And when I didn't meet her demands, she punished me emotionally. Judy's expression sharpens. Judge Judy, how exactly? Victoria pulls out another page. This one hits the room like a slap. A printed message. If you leave, I will ruin you. I will show everyone who you really are. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Maria freezes. Victoria explains. Victoria, she threatened to tell lies about me. Personal things. Sensitive things. Anything she could twist. Just so I would stay loyal. She wipes a tear quickly. Victoria, and I stayed. Because I was tired. Because she convinced me no one else would ever choose me. Even Judge Judy pauses, her voice softer but still stern. Judge Judy, that is not friendship. That is dominance. Maria's composure finally cracks. Maria, she's rewriting everything. I guided her. I helped her grow. I was the only one who ever cared. Judge Judy cared. Or controlled. Maria's lips part, but nothing comes out. Judy gestures at the evidence. Judge Judy, these messages aren't from someone who cares. They're from someone who needs power. Victoria nods, relieved someone finally sees it. Victoria, that's the truth. I couldn't breathe without worrying what she'd take next: money, time, self-respect. Judge Judy, and you said she asked for a payment? Asterisk. Victoria opens yet another document. Victoria, she demanded interest. Emotional interest. She said I had to be available for her anytime, at any cost. Even if it ruined my plans, my peace, my mental health. Maria explodes. Maria, VES, because you owed me. I made you. Without me, you'd still be nobody. Judge Judy slams her hand on the bench. Judge Judy, that's enough. Sit down and be quiet before you make this even worse. Maria falls back into her seat, shaking with rage, but silent. Judy watches her carefully. Then turns back to Victoria. Judge Judy, what was the breaking point? Victoria takes a shaky breath. Victoria, when she tried to isolate me from the few people I had left. The audience quiets. Victoria, she didn't want me talking to my family, my friends, anyone who could give me strength or tell me the truth clearly. She takes out a final message. Delete their numbers. You don't need them. You only need me. Asterisk. Judy looks at it, and something inside her snaps into judgment mode. Judge Judy, oh, this is textbook manipulation, isolation, dependency, power imbalance. I've seen this 100 times, and it never ends well for the manipulator. Maria tightens her fists. Victoria's voice cracks once more. Victoria, I thought she was helping me build a life, but all she wanted was to own it. Judy leans back, exhaling slowly. Judge Judy, this case is no longer just about repayment. It's about freedom. And Miss Victoria, it looks like you've carried this for far too long. Maria abruptly stands. Maria, freedom? She doesn't deserve freedom. She deserves to repay what she stole. Judge Judy, cutting her off. Sit down. Maria sits, defeated, but dangerous. Judge Judy's eyes narrow as she looks at both women. Judge Judy, we're not done. Not even close. I want timelines. I want numbers. I want the full truth. Her voice drops low, almost warning. Judge Judy, and Miss Maria, if Victoria's evidence continues to match her testimony, this might turn into a case you cannot walk away from. Maria swallows hard. Victoria looks relieved. But she doesn't know the storm that's still coming. Asterisk. The courtroom air feels different now. Heavier, sharper, like everyone senses. Something big is coming, something that will flip this case upside down. Judge Judy adjusts her chair. Eyes locked on Maria. Judge Judy, before we continue, Miss Maria, I want you to understand something clearly. If you lie to me once, I'll know. Maria forces a smile, but her fingers twist nervously. Maria, I have nothing to hide. Judge, but her eyes betray panic. Victoria watches her, breathing steady for the first time, finally standing on the ruins of fear she once lived inside. Judy looks at Victoria. Judge Judy, you said she controlled your life for 6 years. I need the sequence. When did the help turn into ownership? Victoria opens her notebook. A notebook filled with dates and pain. Victoria, it started small. She helped me with rent once, groceries, utilities, and I was grateful. But then she started reminding me of it every day. She exhales slowly. Victoria, when I got my first real job, she told me the income was hers to manage. She said she had the right because she lifted me when no one else did. Maria folds her arms tightly. Maria, because you were irresponsible. I taught you everything. I taught you how to live. Judge Judy raises one eyebrow, a silent warning. Victoria holds up a printed screenshot. Victoria, she said I had to give her part of my salary every month without fail. She said it was payment for guidance. Judy reads the text, then looks at Maria. Judge Judy, you charged her for being her friend? Maria shakes her head fast. Maria, I didn't charge. I expected respect. Judge Judy, respect is earned, not invoiced. Laughter ripples through the room, but Judy silences them. Victoria continues. Victoria, And whenever I tried to question her, she guilted me. She told me I was ungrateful. She told me I'd be nothing without her. She made me feel like I was failing her. Maria slams her palm on the table. Maria, because you did fail me. Gasps. Judy snaps. Judge Judy, sit back, now. Maria sits, her anger boiling. Victoria speaks softly, but every word cuts deep. Victoria, she didn't want to help me. She wanted to build a version of me she controlled. She hands Judy another sheet, a list titled, Victoria's Responsibilities. Judy reads out loud. Judge Judy, daily check-ins, report. Every plan in advance. Cancel social meetings unless. Approved. No friends, I don't. Must be available emotionally. She stops. Her face freezes. Judge Judy, must never. Argue. And then punishment for disobedience. Emotional distance, guilt messages. Financial reminders. The courtroom goes silent. Judy lowers the paper slowly. Her voice is calm. Too calm. Judge Judy, this is not responsibility. This is a prison. Maria bursts. Maria, she agreed to IT. Victoria turns to her, eyes steady, voice trembling. Victoria. No, I obeyed because you made me believe I was worthless without you. Maria opens her mouth, but no words come out. Her power is slipping. Judge Judy shifts her attention. Judge Judy. Victoria, what was the moment you realized you needed to get out? Victoria swallows hard, then she reveals something she hasn't said until now. Victoria, it was last year. My sister was in the hospital critical. I told Maria I needed to go see her. Her voice breaks. Victoria, and Maria said, your sister can wait. I need you more. People gasp. Maria's face loses color. Victoria wipes a tear. Victoria, I went anyway. And when I came back, she punished me. She blocked me everywhere. Then she sent pages of messages telling me how I betrayed her, how I deserved to feel alone. She hands another stack of printed messages. Judy reads one. Her expression darkens. If you walk away again, I will make sure no one ever trusts you. Judy looks up at Maria. Her voice is ice. Judge Judy, you call this love? Friendship? Support? You exploited her vulnerability. Maria snaps back. Maria, I invested in her. Do you know how much money I spent? I deserve something back. Victoria steps forward, trembling with emotion. Victoria, you deserved gratitude. Not ownership. Not control. Not my life. A tear finally rolls down her cheek. Victoria, but you didn't want a friend, Maria. You wanted a puppet. Maria stands again, anger breaking loose. Maria, she needed me. Without me, she'd be nothing. Judge Judy stands up, to power radiating. Judge Judy, that's your problem. You think helping someone gives you the right to claim their soul. Silence falls like a heavy curtain. Maria sits slowly, breathing fast and uneven. Judge Judy turns to Victoria. Her voice softens, just slightly. Judge Judy, don't worry. I see what happened here. And I promise you, this isn't ending the way she thinks. Victoria exhales, shoulders trembling, relief mixed with fear. Judy taps her pen. Judge Judy, we'll take a short recess. But when we return, Miss Maria, you will answer for every line, every threat, every manipulation. She looks deeper, harder. Judge Judy, and I have a feeling we still haven't heard the worst. Maria's face drains of color because she knows there is a worse. And Victoria hasn't revealed it yet. Asterisk, the courtroom feels colder now. Like everyone can sense they're approaching the heart of something dark, something carefully hidden for years. Judge Judy straightens the papers before her. Judge Judy, Ms. Victoria, you said your breaking point involved isolation, but I want you to explain what happened after that. How did the situation escalate? Victoria nods slowly. Her voice is quieter now, almost haunting. Victoria, it escalated when I finally said no. The audience leans in. Victoria looks down at her hands that trembled once, but now hold strength. Victoria, I told Maria I couldn't keep living like this. I told her I needed space, that I wanted my own life back. Maria rolls her eyes with a humorless smile. Maria, and you make it sound like you said it calmly. You yelled at me. Victoria doesn't deny it, Victoria. For the first time I did. Because I was drowning, Your Honor. And when people drown, they scream. Judge Judy nods thoughtfully. Judge Judy. And what was Maria's reaction? Victoria exhales shakily. Victoria. She reminded me she owned my life. Maria slams her hand on her table. Maria, I did not say own. Victoria lifts a page, her voice steady. The page shaking. Victoria, you said, if you leave, you lose everything I built for you. And when I tried to walk away, you actually tried to make it happen. The audience murmurs. Judge Judy leans forward. Judge Judy, what do you mean by make it happen? Victoria hands over another sheet, this one heavier, more dangerous. A letter. Not handwritten. Typed. Cold. Calculated. A recommendation letter to Victoria's employer. Filled with lies and accusations. Judy's eyes widen. Judge Judy, she sent this? Maria tries to stand. The bailiff steps forward. She sits again. Maria, that letter was advice. Guidance. Victoria shakes her head. Victoria, it was revenge. When I tried to step away, she tried to get me fired. The courtroom gasps. Victoria continues. Voice cracking. Victoria, she said if I didn't return to her, I would lose everything. My job, my friendships, my reputation. She said she had built me, so she had the right to break me. Judge Judy's face twists. Anger, disbelief, disgust. Judge Judy, Ms. Maria, do you understand the seriousness of this? You tried to sabotage her livelihood? Maria's voice quivers now. Maria, I was trying to teach her gratitude. Judge Judy shoots up from her seat slightly, eyes fierce. Judge Judy, sabotage is not gratitude. It's cruelty. Maria sinks back. Victoria wipes a tear. Victoria. But that wasn't the worst part. The courtroom stills. Victoria. The worst was when she came to my apartment. Even Maria freezes. Her eyes dart nervously. Judge Judy lifts a brow. Judge Judy, she went to your apartment? Victoria, yes, uninvited, furious, saying I betrayed her. Maria blurts out. Maria, I was fixing things. Victoria looks straight at her now. Victoria, you were screaming, threatening, pounding on my door so loudly my neighbor called security. The audience murmurs in shock. Judge Judy asks. Voice icy. Judge Judy, do you have proof of this? Victoria nods. Victoria, I do. She hands over a printed security report. Judge Judy reads it, eyes narrowing with every word. Judge, JUD, agitated visitor. Verbal threats. Refused to leave. Escorted out. She looks at Maria. Hard. Judge Judy, this is harassment. Maria's face strains of color. Victoria continues. Victoria, she kept saying the same thing. You owe me. Your life is mine. I never understood how deep her obsession went until that night. Judy closes the folder slowly. Judge Judy, obsession is the right word. A beat of silence. Then Judy looks at Maria again, her voice lower. Deeper, heavier. Judge Judy, let me ask you plainly. Did you ever consider Victoria your equal? Or was she always your possession? Maria's lips tremble. She swallows, and for the first time, a crack. Maria, soft. I made her better. She was nothing when I met her. Whispers explode around the room. Judge Judy's expression turned sharp enough to cut glass. Judge Judy, that wasn't an answer. Maria looks down. Victoria watches her pain and closure mingling in her eyes. Victoria, I never wanted to bring her to court. I just wanted my life back. Judge Judy nods slowly. Judge Judy, you might be getting much more than that. Maria's chest rises and falls rapidly. She knows she's losing, and Victoria, for the first time in years, looks hopeful. But Judge Judy isn't done. She sits back, folds her hands, and delivers the line that chills everyone. Judge Judy, I think we're just beginning to uncover how deep this goes. And Miss Maria, the next part of this hearing may determine whether this was simply manipulation or something criminal. Maria's eyes widen in terror. Victoria closes her eyes. The courtroom waits, breathless. The courtroom feels heavier than before, as if the air itself is waiting for something to break. Judge Judy adjusts the files before her. Judge Judy, Ms. Victoria, You said there came a point where her demands escalated. I want you to explain that part clearly. Victoria nods. But her breaths are shaky now. Victoria. Yes, Your Honor. Things changed last year. She became obsessive. Judy raises an eyebrow. Judge Judy, obsessive how? Victoria hesitates, then pulls out a small stack of pages screenshots dated over 12 months. She places them on the table. Judy looks down. Her expression hardens. Judge Judy, this is the amount of money she asked for? Victoria, yes, and none of it was a loan. It was forced. If I didn't pay, she threatened to expose personal things. Things I never even told my family. Gasps echo softly through the courtroom. Victoria's eyes glisten. Victoria, it wasn't about money. It was about keeping me tied to her. Like a leash. Maria bursts out laughing, a loud, mocking sound that slices through the tension. Maria, a leash? You've completely lost it? Judy slams a hand on the bench. Judge Judy, control yourself, Miss Maria. Maria quiets dash, barely. Victoria continues. Victoria, she said she made me. That everything I was, everything I became, was because of her generosity. She said I owed her loyalty. And when I refused, she takes a deep breath. Victoria, she tried to destroy relationships I had outside of her. Judy leans forward. Judge Judy, what relationships? Victoria pulls out another sheet. Victoria, she messaged my friends pretending to be me. She sent voice notes about things I never said. She tried to make people think I was unstable, so they'd leave me. Maria's posture tightens. Her fingers dig into her palms. Judy flips through the evidence. Judge Judy, these are long, angry paragraphs, accusing her of abandonment, betrayal, disrespect. This is more than anger. This is fixation. Maria finally snaps, her voice sharp, venomous. Maria, I did it because she betray me. After everything I gave her, she dared to walk away. Judy slowly turns her head toward her. Judge Judy, no one has to stay hostage to your generosity. Maria's chest rises and falls rapidly. Victoria speaks softly. Victoria, it became dangerous. I started losing sleep. I was constantly afraid. She knew everything about me. My weaknesses, my history, my scars. She used all of it. She swallows hard, holding back tears. Victoria, I was living in fear of someone who claimed to care. The room goes silent for the first time. Some audience members look at Maria with visible disgust. Victoria continues, voice trembling. Victoria, the breaking point was when she threatened my family. Maria jerks up. Maria, I never... Victoria cuts her off. Victoria, you did. You said, if you won't listen, I'll make sure your family sees what I see. You wanted to turn them against me. Judy's expression sharpens to steel. Judge Judy, that crosses into emotional terror. Maria tries to speak, but Judy raises a hand. Judge Judy, not another word. Victoria looks exhausted, broken, but determined. Victoria, I didn't bring this case to humiliate her. I brought it because I'm done being controlled. I want the debt she invented to stop controlling my life. Judy nods slowly. Judge Judy, and Ms. Maria, do you have anything that proves she agreed to pay you back? Maria tilts her chin upward. Maria, she didn't have to agree. It was understood. Judy's voice becomes cutting. Judge Judy, the only thing understood here is that you used your influence to manipulate and intimidate her into compliance. That's not a contract. That's coercion. Maria opens her mouth but freezes, realizing she has no legal ground left. Victoria wipes her eyes. Victoria, I want closure. I want to breathe again without fearing the next message, the next demand, the next guilt trip. Judy studies the women before her. For once, she seems almost emotional herself. Judge Judy, Ms. Victoria, you are not responsible for someone else's emotional instability. You do not owe anyone your life simply because they were present during your struggle. Maria flinches as if the truth stings. Then Judy turns to Maria. Her voice shifts, lower, heavier. Judge Judy, and you, Ms. Maria, have crossed every line. This courtroom is no place for people who enjoy holding others hostage. A cold silence sweeps across the room for the first time. Maria looks genuinely afraid. Judy gathers all the evidence and taps it against the desk. Judge Judy, I am close to making a decision. But before I do, she looks directly at Maria. Judge Judy, I want to hear your explanation. A real one. This is your last chance to tell the truth. Maria swallows, her jaw clenches, her hands tighten. A long, tense beat passes, then something dangerous flickers in her eyes. Maria, fine, you want the truth? She steps forward. And the room holds its breath. Maria, low dark, everything I did because she was mine. Gasps explode across the courtroom. Victoria's face drains of color. Judge Judy's eyes widen in shock, then sharpen with fury. Judge Judy, oh, you just made this very, very easy. Asterisk, the courtroom is silent. Too silent, the air feels heavy, almost suffocating, as Judge Judy returns with her final notes. Victoria stands still, clutching the edge of the table. Maria's face is pale now, her confidence drained. Her hands trembling. Judge Judy clears her throat. Judge Judy, before I give my decision, I want to make something very clear. She looks directly at Maria. Her stare is cold, surgical. Judge Judy, what you did wasn't friendship. It wasn't guidance. It was ownership. And in this courtroom, ownership of another person will never be considered anything but manipulation. Maria flinches like she's been struck. Victoria closes her eyes, exhaling a breath she's been holding for years. Judy opens the stack of printed screenshots and emotional blackmail messages. She lifts one page. Judge Judy, this message. You owe me your life. You are mine until I say otherwise. This alone tells me everything I need to know. The audience murmurs, shocked all over again. Judy continues. Judge Judy, you didn't help her out of kindness. You helped her so you could control her. And then you weaponized that help. Maria's voice shakes for the first time. Maria, I didn't mean it like that. Judge Judy, oh, yes you did. You meant every word. People who don't mean things don't repeat them dozens of times. Maria's eyes glisten with panic. Victoria watches. Still quiet, but stronger than she's ever been. Judge Judy turns to Victoria. Her tone softens, not pity, but respect. Judge Judy, you endured something many people never understand. Manipulation leaves no bruises, but it leaves scars no one sees. Victoria swallows hard. Judge Judy, and you stood here today. You fought for yourself. Victoria's eyes fill, but she doesn't cry. Not yet. Judy folds her hands. Now comes the moment. Judge Judy, here is my verdict. The courtroom holds its breath. Asterisk. Judge Judy, I find that Ms. Maria engaged in intentional manipulation, coercion, emotional exploitation, and used financial support as leverage to control the plaintiff. Maria's jaw drops. Judy continues. Judge Judy, you are not owed repayment. Not a single dollar. Because you did not give that money, it was the price you paid to maintain control. She slams the papers down. Judge Judy, Victoria owes you nothing. Maria stumbles back into her chair. Speechless. Judy then looks at Victoria. Judge Judy, and you are free from her. Victoria's lips part. Her breath catches. Judy isn't finished. Asterisk. Judge Judy turns to Maria. Again, this time sharper than a blade. Judge Judy, and before you even think of appealing, let me remind you, if you continue harassing, threatening, or contacting this woman in any way, I will recommend legal protection orders against you. Maria's face collapses. Judge Judy, this courtroom will not allow abusers to hide behind the word friendship. Not today. Not ever. Silence. A long, heavy silence. Then Judy closes her folder. Judge Judy, judgment for the plaintiff. Case dismissed. She hits the gavel. Bam. Maria slams both hands on the table. Maria, breaking. You can't do this. She was mine. She needed me. Judy stands, staring down at her. Judge Judy, no, what she needed was freedom. And today, she got it. Maria collapses into her seat, hands covering her face, shaking with a mixture of anger, fear, and loss of power. Victoria steps back slowly. Like her mind can't process what she just heard. The bailiff opens the courtroom. People begin to leave, but Victoria doesn't move. Not yet. Asterisk. Judge Judy pauses before exiting. She looks at Victoria, really looks. Judge Judy, you did the hardest thing today. You told the truth. And you took your life back. Don't waste it. Victoria nods, tears slipping down her cheeks silently. No breakdown. No collapse. Just quiet release. The kind that comes after years of suffocation. Judy exits. The courtroom empties. Maria is left curled in her seat, broken. Defeated. Powerless for the first time. Victoria turns to leave. And for the first time in years, her steps are light. She walks out the courtroom doors, free.